Hi there, it's Lucy Clark from Mind Food, and today we're going to be talking about being active as part of our continuing series on the 5 ways to well-being. So if you remember, the 5 ways to well-being are 5 things everybody can do every day to help improve their well-being. And on Monday we looked at connecting, which is about keeping up with friends and family, and also connecting with nature and wildlife and your community. Then yesterday we looked at taking notice, and that was about keeping an eye on the present, and also keeping an eye on your thoughts to check that you're not spending too much time in the past or in the future. And today we're going to be talking about being active. And of course, being active has been well documented for decades and centuries as being helpful to your mental health. In fact, I think it's the Romans used to say "healthy body, healthy mind," and that's undoubted. You just can't fault that as a thought. But what do you do if you don't like sport, or if you don't want to go to the gym, or you can't, or you don't feel you're cut out for jogging or cycling? Well, and what do you do if you feel like you can't even get out of bed on some days? Well, the good news is that this is your active imagination running wild again. The key is to distinguish between being active and getting some exercise. And really the important thing to do is just to get started. Because it can be as simple as just trying to do a little bit more than the day before. And also it's about focusing on what you can do, not all the things that you wish you could do or that you feel you should do. So for some people it might be about trying to get out of your room every day, and then later on it might be about making sure that you get out of the house every day, and then it could be about going for a walk around the block, and I guess eventually, if you keep on going at that rate, you'd end up at the park, and then you can start thinking about whether you're into power walking or jogging or whatever. But that's a way off, so don't worry about that yet. Sometimes you might feel that you just aren't in the mood to get some exercise or to be active, and that's where it's really important to take a minute to have a think about whether that's really maybe your mind playing tricks on you. If it's something that you know that you ought to enjoy, you've enjoyed in the past, then chances are that if you just get started, that actually that feeling will come back to you. It's difficult not to, but it's really I'd really advise not getting too hung up in whether you feel like doing something or not, because from my own experience, I'm sure I would never feel like going and doing some sport. But anyway, that's just me. So anyway, the key is about making sure that you don't bite off more than you can chew. And apart from anything else, that can be pretty demoralising. So just really start on something really small, and pick an activity that you've enjoyed in the past. Things that you've enjoyed as a child are often there's obviously a little nugget in there or a clue to what makes you tick and what makes you smile. So have a think on that. And then the other thing is that it doesn't have to be an activity at all. It doesn't have to be a sport. It could be the activity doesn't have to be a sport. It could be about walking or dancing or gardening, and of course it doesn't have to be a thing at all. So it could be about taking the stairs instead of the escalators. It could be about always making sure that you go up to the top deck of the bus. It could be about getting off a stop early. It might be it could be any of a number of things, but little things make a huge difference, and once you get started you will start to gather a bit of momentum, and of course you'll also be building your stamina. Now these are obviously quite tricky times, and it's not possible for everybody to get out of the house, but the great news is that there's lots that you can do online as well. So you could be joining a yoga group or a Pilates group or Zumba, and these are quite good because if you're quite self-conscious about doing exercise in front of other people, it can be a good way to start while you're getting your confidence up. And of course, if you're not particularly mobile, there might be something similar that you could do while you're sitting in a chair. So doing some exercises from a chair is also very beneficial, and probably more than you were doing before. So doing something is really key, and you can build on things over time. Every epic journey starts with a single step, and who knows where it might take you. So I think that rounds it off for today. So I hope you liked our little chat. If you could like us, love us, or follow us wherever you found us, and if you could share this with somebody you feel would benefit, that would be great. Thanks very much. Bye.